All right, so this problem says multiply it by the complex conjugate. The complex conjugate, wait a tick. Oh, I see why this is tricky.
Yeah, I don't get what the concept.
Okay, all right. We got to talk about the A and the B on this one. Okay, A and BI. This is standard form of a complex number. There's always a real number, which is your A, and there's an imaginary part. Okay, there's a real part and there's an imaginary part. Now, is there an imaginary part on this? Do you guys see an imaginary part on this? No. This is all of A. This whole thing is A. Plus, and then we don't have a B. You guys see that? The B is 0. That's why there's no imaginary part. So what would you multiply to this to get to for the complex conjugate? Oh man, it's weird. If this is A and this is B. Okay? The complex conjugate is when you take the A or the B and you change the sign. See, look at this simple one up here. You see 42? The complex conjugate of this one is 7 plus 12i. Or you can say negative 7 minus 12i. Both of those are considered conjugates. I don't like this one. I like this one better. I like changing the sign in the middle most of the time better. So if you multiply these conjugates together up here, magic stuff happens. Like little pixie dust. Anyways, you multiply it and then there's no more I. It's really cool. This one right here is tricky. It's being a trickster. See, like this one right here, is that a real or imaginary number?
Real.
That's real. So that would be the A. Then there's no B on this one.
How would you write it? It'd just be like that. Right?
Yeah, it would be, well, if you wanted to, you go plus 0i, and then you could take that and you could go rad 8 minus 0i. That's complex conjugate, right? All right, you do that, and then you multiply it, and then you won't have a radical anymore, I don't think.
It'll just be 8.
Yeah, I think it'd just be 8 when you're done. This one right here is an imaginary number in disguise. He is, what is that, an I, rad 20i. And actually, we can simplify rad 20. So this would be a B. We're missing an A on this one. So for this one, I would write 0 plus rad 20. I'm not going to simplify the rad 20 because I don't want to lose you guys. And that's what I would write. Okay. Now let's simplify it. It'd be 2 rad 5. Because I could split up the rad 20 to be rad 4 and rad 5. Rad 4 is 2. That's how I get 2 rad 5. And so what would the complex conjugate be for that one? 0 minus 2 rad 5i? Yeah. That's cool. So you would multiply those together. Okay, but back to this one. Tricky. What would be the complex conjugate for that one? Oh man, this thing is hideous. I'm gonna put big brackets around it. Let's go big brackets, and then we'll put the complex conjugate inside. We have 1 plus rad 8, and then we have minus 0i. So I changed the sign on the imaginary. I wonder if I'm allowed to change the sign on the imaginary, or if I can only change the sign on this guy. Like, what if I'm supposed to just change the sign on that one? I don't know. I'm gonna leave that for you guys. You guys gotta multiply those together. So it'd be this times this, and then this times 0, which is nothing, and then you're gonna go 0 times this, which is nothing, and then 0 times this, which is nothing yet again. So you really only need to multiply this times this. That would be, I don't know, I'm gonna do it. 2 rad 8, and then plus 8. So I get 9 plus 2 rad 8. I wonder if that's my answer. It might be.